I was growing up, I was kind of shy, actually. I was a regular kid. And it was just a normal life until I was 7. Then I got the flu. And apparently my heart was allergic to it, so I needed to go to the hospital.
She ended up spending the better part of 2 years in the hospital, most of that time in the ICU.
All I remember is waking up with a fever, and the fever wouldn't go down for days. And so we eventually went to the doctor. And then when I got home, I got a phone call saying, go immediately to the hospital. And then I asked my mom, do I have cancer? And then we both just cried.
I was 16 years old when I was diagnosed with osteosarcoma in my left femur. I think 7 months later, I had an amputation of my left leg, and my whole life just was turned upside down.
The day before radiation started, I became paralyzed and didn't stand again for like 3 years.
And when I woke up, I said, what happened? And my parents had to tell me that they amputated my entire leg. You don't know what's going on, you don't know if you're gonna survive, but you get through it, and hopefully you come out better than you were before.
High Lifeline, they got us through my cancer. My family couldn't have done it without them. They would send these volunteers in every day. They treated me like I was me and not sick like everybody else treated me. That was like the only time of day that I would suddenly become myself again. And it reminded me that like I did have a future and that I could have the life that I always wanted. I wouldn't know what it would be like to feel normal. And then I wouldn't have the inspiration to want to feel that way because I wouldn't know what it felt like.
You know, I had finished my chemo and I was off for the summer. That summer was my first summer in Camp Simcha. And it was really an amazing summer for me. It helped me realize that even though I had cancer, I was still a kid. Particularly in Camp Simcha, what I took away was that if you want to, no matter what your situation is, you can do anything.
High Lifeline came in right at the beginning, and they started to send visitors, who would stay and play with Sarah. And that's when Ricky started visiting her in the hospital.
And she is now she's my older sister.
I'll never forget what they did for her. She felt, I'm gonna be okay. And they helped her to create a positive attitude.
I don't have cancer. I'm not paralyzed anymore. I'm walking. I still will have everything that I wanted to have. It'll just take a little bit longer.
I'm married and a wonderful wife, Aviva.
He's a chef in a restaurant in Nobo in Tina. He's really good at what he does, but he's even better husband.
It's a big undertaking and it's a lot to do, especially, you know, standing on a prosthetic, but it's a lot of fun and I enjoy what I do.
Now I'm in high school, I'm in 9th grade. When I was in the hospital, I thought I was going to be this girl in a wheelchair, but they taught me that you can be normal even in a wheelchair.
Every year I participate in Bike for Chai. And because of my prosthetic, I do it with a hand cycle.
I mean, he just biked 160 miles and bike for high with one leg. That's pretty crazy.
I went from almost dying to being where I'm at now, which is in college. My future is working with kids and helping them get through their darkest days and their best days.
When I hear Soaring Beyond, I think of soaring beyond the limits people think that you have.
Soaring Beyond is not letting my past stop me from getting towards my future.
If you want to, no matter what your situation is, you can do anything and you can do amazing things.